Welcome to another episode of John McEntyre Show Live. I'm John McEntyre. Today is Wednesday, Hump Day, November the 6th, 2024. I hope you guys didn't stay up late last night watching the elections. I'm going to talk more about that. But before we get into it, I actually just want to let everybody know to keep those wallet wins coming. Questions, we've been answering questions, been very busy, especially with the wallet wins, which is tying in with today's topic, which I'm going to be talking about. Um, going off. I'm going off script a little bit because today is about now that the elections are over. What do I do now? It's basically what we're going to talk about, and just to show, to prove. Uh, I want to talk about the wallet wins that I have received today. Um, Even though there was a big election and people, it was for president, and some people were saying that this was going to, change the course of America for the next 4 years, change people's lives, for the better, for worse, whatever. The opinions are coming from all different directions. Well, uh, all of the wallet wins that I have received, email and working with clients, we're busy as usual this morning. The phones didn't stop or whatever. People were calling. Yes, they had concerns, but at the same time, they're still going about. You know, I have to take care of my Medicare. I have to take care of my insurance. I want to talk about lining up, getting my finances on target, and getting everything on track. And by people are saying, hey, I've saved this much, or I've just opened up my IRA, or I rolled over my 401k to an IRA, things like that. I've saved 6 months. I just sold this car. I just started my child's you know uh, uh, college fund. Everything like that shows that in blocks of time, these things, they are important, but there's other things to be focused on. And so that's what I really want to talk about today. And if you do have questions, if you do have a question, this isn't to say I'm not taking questions or any comment. If you want to share a wallet win, I'm more than happy to actually talk about it. Um, but and our contact information is on the screen. You can go to johnmcintyre.com, contact us through that way. You can share it here if you're watching by YouTube or Facebook. Go to the comment section, share your question, ask a question, or if you have a comment or anything like that. Wallet win, you want to share a wallet win, I'll do it. But today's topic is pretty much the elections are over. Now what? Um, so let me start off this way. Yesterday morning, I got up. I did what I normally do. I read my Bible and I meditate. Uh, then I get ready. I do some light exercising. My heavy exercising is later on in the day, but I did what I normally did. Uh, then I got dressed. I went and voted. Then after I voted, came back, went about the other plans. I was on at 10 a.m. yesterday like I am now. Went through the rest of the day afterwards. We took care of business, everything like that. Last night was a normal evening, even though the election results, all of this stuff, every channel was talking about the election. It was still a normal evening. I reviewed my day. I reviewed my wins, how I won, my wins, my wallet wins, and other wins in every area of life. My losses, I reviewed my losses, or what I call my losses my learning experiences, because you only lose if you don't learn from it. So I went over those. Then um, I went to bed at my normal time. I didn't stay up late, glued to the television. I said, okay, I voted. I've done what I was supposed to do. The rest of it is out of my control. It's out of my hands. I went to bed because I needed my sleep for today, what I was going to do today. So I'm saying that to say, I don't fly by the seat of my pants. Everything what I'm doing is basically planned today. What I'm doing today was planned yesterday, and it's operating from an overall plan that I do, for the year, for the month, for the year, for the quarter, for the month, for the week, for the day. So whatever I'm doing, I learned, a long time ago, as I've talked about on the show, I'm going to be more intentional about things. So I went to bed off of intention. I went to bed at my normal time. I got up this morning and did what I did yesterday morning, which was preparing for my day, reading the Bible, meditating, having my coffee. Have to have the coffee. Um, then got dressed and got prepared for what I had to do for this. So what I'm talking about now was actually prepared yesterday. Because sometimes I may look for some information that may be pertinent to the day. It may be some breaking type news, something like that, something that would really affect you. Because with us being personal finance, if it affects your financial life, um, and if it's last minute, then I will talk about it. But I work off of a plan here. So some people asked me, was I concerned about the election? I'm not denying that. Yes, I was concerned. I'm concerned, of course, but I'm not worried about the elections, about the outcome of the election, because my life, our financial life, is not dictated by who's in office. I'm not going to go into the depression based on who won, or overly just like my whole life is going to be perfect now because of who's in the office or anything like that. That's just not a wise way to live. Um, Personal finance is personal, which means no one in any office can affect you. Person can affect your household. You have control over that. What you do affects your household financials, and that's what I want to impress. People, like I say, people are putting uh, um, their financial lives in the hands of politicians. Things like, oh, this person's in office. We're going to be poor for the next 4 to 8 years, or this person's going to be office. I'm in office. I'm going to be well. I'm going to actually build wealth. This group, only the Republicans are wealthy, or only the Democrats are wealthy. All the wealthy people vote this way. All the wealthy people. No, I know wealthy people I know wealthy people that don't even vote. They're none of them. They're not even they're not independent. They're not anything. They just don't pay attention to politics, period. And they are wealthy. And I'm not talking about like, just this being able to pay bills type thing. I'm talking about seriously independently wealthy. They're supporting what they consider important, um, and they're just handling their business. They're successful business people and entrepreneurs. They're successful in corporate, all of that. And they know that it's up to them. What they do is what ultimately affects their financial life. Um, we have to remember that we are all investors. I did a show not too long ago, a few days ago, I think it was last week, about we are, the way I see things, we are born investors. It just depends on how good of an investor we become. So whether you think of yourself as an investor or not, let me clear that up. You are an investor, because investors, it's where they put their money, their resources, more, and it's more than money. It's the others. It's the time, talent, and the treasures. Your money, where you get it, and what type of a return you receive. But since we are talking about money, but let's get that straight. We are all investors. Is how you do what you do with your money. If you're spending, how you spend your money is where you're choosing to invest your money for your personal needs, your needs and desires, for instance. So if you are um, you have televisions on every wall, and you have a huge house and everything, you've chosen to invest your money in that area. Now, if you don't get the big financial return, that means you just didn't make a good financial investment. It could have been a good investment in another way. that was pleasing to you, and you have to keep that in order. But like I say, keeping this financial, um, we're all investors. Some are just better than others, and it's how you as an investor think and act is what will dictate your financial future. It's not it is what the markets are doing, but it's what you do when the markets do what it does. So some people got up and they said, the market, if a Republican is elected, the market was going to do this. If a Democrat is elected, the market will do that. The market only moved not even 3%. It moved not on just 3%. And some, it depends on what side of the spectrum they're on. They're going to sensationalize it. It moved maybe 3%. So this side, the market went up sharply. 3%. 3% is what it did. The market didn't do too well. It only moved 3%, so it didn't do too well. But it moved 3%. That's it. That's that when the markets opened, they had responded. It had responded because the good investors, they've already made their moves and decided what they're going to do. And I learned that a long time ago from my mentors, because I have mentors in all political affiliations, religious affiliations. Some are not even religious. But I took it upon myself to understand what you do, and what I've come to the conclusion is, and what has done us very well, no matter how well things are going for us or whatever, we keep doing what we plan to do. And that's what the way I want to bottom line this is. It's your financial literacy that will benefit you in any economy, in any political administration. It's your financial literacy that's going to carry you. It's not the politician. I know people that thought that when this particular politician was in office, everything was going to be great, and yet they had to file bankruptcy. I know another group that said, things aren't going to do too well because this particular politician is in office. And so they took action, they learned, they did whatever, and they did way better than they thought they ever would. And now they understand it's not about that politician in office. That's an emotional thing. You get your emotional high. Yeah, sure, they may make some decisions that could affect you physically, healthcare type decisions and everything. But if you get your financial house in order, it probably won't affect you as much as you think it will. Um, these are times that shows us who we are. It shows us, did we make the right decision or did we not make the right decision? That's all that it does. It exposes us. The markets, they expose us no matter what. How, if you're going through a bankruptcy, you've been exposed that you just was mismanaging your finances. Um, if you're doing very well, it exposes you as you are a prudent, diligent investor. That's what these times do for us. And yes, it brings out the worst in some people, it brings out the best in others. That's what times to do. Anyone can do well and feel good when everything is going their way. It's when things don't go their way that really shows who you are. And that's about the character, that's about your disciplines, that's about your education, everything. And when it comes to money, that's the bottom line. It's how you as an investor, and remember, we are all investors, is how we think and act during times, in certain times. Uh, if it's, when a market is doing well, some people, they will, in any market, any investment, when those things are doing well, some people, cryptocurrency is the thing. And so they run to cryptocurrency. They pull their money out of the market or whatever, or they pull it from their investments and put it over here, and they take a bath and they lose everything. Cryptocurrency is it's a scam. It's the worst thing. And then they say, real estate is where you should put your money, which is true, but they go about it the wrong way, and then they lose. Not every real estate investor is successful. That's why there are some investors that make their money from foreclosures, from people who make bad real estate investments. And so just don't make these irrational moves, these emotional moves based off of, one thing that's happening in a blip of time. You keep, you just keep the fundamentals going. You keep your saving. You keep living below your means. Work to expand your means. Uh, keep the money in the market, because you can't time the market. Timing the market doesn't make you wealthy. It's time in the market that will help you build wealth. Um, Giving, being generous, those are the things, the foundational things that will dictate your financial future, not some politician. Because they're going to come and go in 10 or 15 years. It won't even matter who was in office today, because I've prospered in every administration, and I've taken losses in every administration. I've had failures and learning experience and all of it. That's just how it rolls. And you talk to anyone who's lived long enough, they'll say, yes, I vote this way, this, that, and the other for my particular reasons. But I'm not, and that doesn't dictate my life. It's just how I vote. That's all that it is. You have this new group that's in, like, if this person isn't in office, they like the unhappiest, meanest person in the world. The only time they're happy, well, so-called happy, is when their candidate is in office. Then once you get to know them, you're like, I wouldn't deal with you. It doesn't matter who's in office. I wouldn't deal with you, because you're just not a happy person, period. You're not a productive person or whatever. Uh, I don't, I just wouldn't deal with you. So that's what I want to bring home today. I want to make sure I didn't miss any questions or comments or anything, but that's what I wanted to really talk about today. The elections, they're over. The winner has been declared. Whether you voted for him or not, that don't let it get, it's not for you to be like overly joyous, like that's the, you know my person is in, my whole world is perfect. No, I'm coaching people on both sides. I'm coaching people from, well, there's more than this, it's four. I'm coaching people from all those different political affiliations, and some are doing better than others, but it doesn't have anything to do with the politics. There's Republicans that's trying not to go bankrupt. There's Democrats trying not to go bankrupt. There's Libertarians trying not to go bankrupt. There's Democrats that have gotten raises and made their businesses better, and now they're wanting to see what they can do to make it better. And there's Republicans that's doing the same thing. There's Libertarians doing the same thing. There are Green parties that's doing the same thing. So that doesn't really matter. It's all what's going on up here. It's the mindset of you as an investor that will dictate overall if you're going to win or lose with the money. So the next 4 years, you have control of the next 4 years financially, what you're going to choose to do. If you're working on your financial literacy and your financial education, whatever decision is made, you know what to do. That's how I was trained to set things up. If this person wins and they start making these decisions, and if they actually get to put those policies in place, this is what we will do. And if they don't, we'll keep doing this. That's how we are making the decisions. Where nothing has changed. What we were doing last week, and the week before that, the week before that, the month before that, the year before that, that's what we're going to keep doing. When opportunities present themselves, we will take advantage of them. If things aren't looking so good, we will make sure and pay attention to it. And that's how you do it. And if you don't know how to do those things, it may be time to get in touch with someone like us who can help you make those types of decisions and help you set up the plan that will help you get to your goals. And so, as you can see, the our information is on the screen. I'm going to close there. If you do have any questions or comments, or if you want to share your wallet wins, contact us. Um, we can work with you virtually, in person, or over the phone. You let us know, but give us a contact. So I want to leave with this question of the day. This question of the day is: now that the elections are over, what are you going to do? That's the question in a nutshell. The elections are over. What are you going to do? So I'm going to end it there. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good evening.